It is 1:07 a.m. at night in Houston, and I just got off the phone with the police because my friend calling me crying, saying that her husband was beating on her for no reason. Only because she asked him why did he come home so late. He decided that he's gonna use her as a punching bag because he don't want her to ask her any question. So I'm making this video. Ladies, please, don't be so desperate because of the sake of you want to say you're married to get yourself into some shit that you can't get yourself out of. Okay? I have warned my friend multiple times about this guy, but y'all know when your homegirl want to do what she want to do, she gonna do it. And I love her to death, and I'm here for her. But I don't want to see this type of life in 2025 for y'all. I don't. I would rather y'all stay single for the rest of your life. Because if I get a call from a police saying that I need to come and get my friend at this time, it's almost 1:30, y'all. And I have to get my ass up to go to my friend to go get her. Please, y'all, because nobody's answering. Her mom not answering the phone. Her brother, her sister, nobody's answering the phone. So I have to go. Ladies, please, please be mindful of what you're putting yourself into. These men out here, they ain't no good. I'm telling y'all, they ain't no good.
Marrying the wrong person is one of the most dangerous things that you can do. Go ahead and grab something stronger than wine because you're going to need it after hearing this. As a trial attorney, especially in my area, family law, I feel like I've heard it all. I know the worst of the worst. I'm wrong. This is Giselle Pellicott. She is a 71-year-old woman, a wife, a mother, a grandmother. She's been married to her husband, here he is, for 50 years, and she describes her marriage as wonderful. She said she had a loving marriage. He was a wonderful husband, a wonderful father, and also now a wonderful grandfather. But oh, what a difference a day makes. One day, she gets a phone call from the police, ring-a-ling-a-ling, and they're asking her questions about her husband because he's currently under investigation for being a creep. He was at the grocery store filming up ladies' skirts and dresses. Nonetheless, she's shocked. She's not aware of any of this behavior. Time goes on, they end up confiscating his phone, his computer, and some other electronics. And what the police discover is honestly one of the most unimaginable things a wife would ever suspect. For at least the last decade of their 50-year marriage, her husband had been drugging her and inviting strangers to come have their way with her while she was unconscious. He was taking sleeping pills and grinding them up into her food and her drinks. He had advertisement on adult websites for men to just come on over. This was all discovered because on his laptop there was a folder that was labeled abuse. The cops think they're just investigating a creep at the grocery store, but it's so much worse. In this file, there were over 200 videos and photos of these men just coming in while she's unconscious and assaulting her sexually. Most of the guys were strangers. She didn't recognize any of them, except for one. One was her neighbor. Could you imagine waving and holding small talk with your neighbor from time to time? Lo and behold, he's your rapist. He's been inside their home. He helped fix like a couple of their bicycles. She sees him around town, waves him at the bakery. She even described him as normal, polite. The husband would give these men strict instructions on what they had to do when they came into the home. They couldn't wear cologne. They couldn't smell like smoke. Nothing that would trigger her senses and make her wake up. They had to get undressed in the kitchen so that they never would accidentally leave clothes behind in the bedroom. He had hand warmers for them to warm up so that when they touched her, she wouldn't wake up. Thankfully, 72 of these men have been identified thanks to facial recognition software. But only 50 of them are currently facing criminal charges, and their age range is in the 20s to 70s. The husband, Dominique Pellicott, is currently facing 20 years. That ain't long enough. She had no idea. And that's the scariest part of this. The police asked her about her health. She's been getting drugged every night for a decade. All she could say was that she's been to the doctor a couple times because she was starting to experience memory loss, but nobody could figure out why. You can live with, marry, birth children, have grandchildren, lay beside someone for 50 years and still don't know them. It's pretty rare that I'm ever speechless, but the only words that come to mind is be careful. Be careful.
The be careful who you marry trend is so real. Truly be careful who you marry. Vet. And sometimes vetting doesn't even cut it. Because a lot of men don't show truly who they are until they are angry, they are provoked, they're joking, or they're drunk, or they can't have their way, or they embrace the red medicine mindset, or they get where they want to be financially, and you are being Mary Jane the Builder to them, and you get them to where they want to be. Don't ever do that, because once they get there and they feel like they are now financially sound enough to get to the younger woman, the newer version of you, or a different version of you, it's all about getting to a whole new hot pot, and it's all about status, sex, and being selfish. A lot of men don't have the capacity, mindset, the conditioning in society, they were not brought up to have that kind of mindset. Many of our grandmothers, our great grandmothers, when our grandfathers, many, especially in Africa, find out that their grandfather had multiple children in different area codes, like literally across the continents, literally one child per continent, one child per state, that the grandmother had no idea about. And then all of a sudden, the grandfather has passed away, and children are coming out of woodworks claiming properties or whatever, especially in Africa, right? So making sure that you are in the knowings, and if a man is showing you early signs of control and dominance, their way, their pattern, their belief, their system, their mindset, they embrace misogyny, they embrace all the stuff, you know what I mean? So you have to advise yourself, don't leave your financial future in the hands of a man and say, oh, I don't want to be too masculine, I just want to embrace my feminine. But if you're doing that with the wrong man, with the wrong person, you're doing it at your own detriment. Women have become unalive because of that. Women have gotten chronic ailments that has led to them passing away sooner than they should have, because of them being in a really high conflict, narcissistic, abusive relationship, and delegating their agency in the hands of a man, because a man is supposedly default to being a leader. Not every man is a good leader, especially when it comes to marriage and partnership, and being able to communicate, having emotional intelligence, being able to heal their patterns of thinking, being able to be teachable, having a teachable spirit, patient, empathy, kindness, being there, not only delegating to aggression. There are men who will offshore all their money, they will stop paying the mortgage, the house will go in foreclosure, a fear of losing everything, basic needs for you and your children becomes an issue, because water is being cut off, electricity being cut off at the very time, because you've delegated the finances to this person who is not prioritizing you and your children, because he has multiple households in different area codes to take care of. So this is why it's important for you, when you notice the patterns, advise yourself, get out. Should I go? Should I stay? Should I go? So it might be time for you to make a decision and go, because a lot of these men will make financial decisions that it's in their selfish interest, rather than your interest or the interest of the family, or more so in the interest of their extended family, especially if you're in Africa. And this is why a lot of women find themselves in hot waters once that person moves along, or that person goes to be with the Lord, and you really have not been able to learn to manage your life independently, or embrace that part, and also be in the knowings of your finances in and out, and have a safety net financially for yourself and your children. A lot of women, when they become widowed, they really struggle, because now they have to catch up, like, where taxes, where's the budget, where's the money, where's the accounts, because for laundry it's just like, yeah, I'll just let him do it, he said he will handle all the finances, so I let him do it. But when push comes to shove, they are first in order. So that's the question. Be careful who you marry. Marriage is a contract, and you have to make sure that contract, as much as possible, is fair to both of you. It's not only in the interest of him while he's having multiple hobbies, multiple side pieces, multiple children all over the place, and give you multiple stuff to your health detriment. Okay, love you, bye.
Before you start another relationship, listen to this. Be very careful who you start a relationship with. Relationships do not work nowadays, because you are dating people who are still in love with their exes. You suffer from insecurities you didn't create. You are dating people who are trying to move on. I mean, they are dating you for the sake of showing the exes that they can live without them. You are dealing with broken hearts you didn't break. Don't be too fast to jump into a relationship with anyone. Someone might be using you to heal until he or she finds another love, and then you will be dumped.
Men are smart. As a matter of fact, they're very smart. However a man's bank account look is how he would date. See, a man date who they need to date when they're down, and they date who they want to date when they're up. That's why it's important that you be careful with who you build with, because some men will use you for the foundation and finish the entire structure with someone else. See, the old saying goes, support him at his lowest and watch him cheat on you at his best. See, nowadays, the wrong man knows how to act right. So don't get confused or don't get excited because he's still the wrong man, just saying all the right things. Therefore, when a new man enters your life, my advice to you will be fall on your knees and pray and see if it's a dirty trick from the enemy or a beautiful blessing from up above. Just pray. Be smart, date smart, choose wisely, Nat Nation. And remember, I told you.
Okay, this video needs to be made. As an OB-GYN, pregnancy enlarges your heart. It increases your blood volume by at least 2.5 liters. It decreases your lung volumes and lung capacity. It pauses your bowels. It increases the amount of work that your kidneys do. Your skin changes. And then it's painful and uncomfortable a lot of times. Not all the time, but a lot of times. And then don't even get me started if you're a black woman. You already know what that's about. I'm saying this with love and without judgment, because I don't judge nobody. That ain't my job. That's the Lord's job, and I'm surely glad it ain't mine. Please be careful about who we are having children with, because I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I try to be like Nene. I try to go to work, get my check, and I try to leave, okay, and mind my business.
I need some water and my check, and that's all I need, honey. I show up, I do what you asked me to do, and goodbye.
Sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this for you. He's so supportive. I hope this never changes for you. I love this for you. This partnership is great. And then sometimes I'm like, I don't like you. Like, she's having your whole baby. You don't think you being a little neglectful? Huh? You don't think you being a little mean? You don't think that's a little inconsiderate? And if you do it in front of me, I don't like it. I don't like it. I'll literally be thinking to myself, like, this patient is so beautiful and so smart and so sweet and obviously so talented. She has the world ahead of her. And then she got this. And like I said, I'm not passing judgment, because once you've been in this field a long time, baby, you be seeing some things. You be seeing some things and you be hearing some things. Like, you really cannot judge people's situation. Oh, I forgot. I didn't even mention this, but y'all know pregnancy actually restructurizes your brain, right? Your brain, my dude, your brain. Like, please be careful who you give that privilege of having children with you with. Please be careful about who you give that honor to, because some of these men don't deserve it. They really don't. And don't play. Men be playing the switch up game all the time. It really irritates me how society always blames women for things. Like, they love making it seem like women trap men by getting pregnant. But what they don't understand is men trap women too. I have said this for the longest time. Men trap women by getting them pregnant too. Y'all can hate me, but it's the truth. A lot of them do. I'm not saying every single one, but a lot of them do. And then they be switching it up afterwards, because it's like, well, I mean, she got my baby now.
18 years, she got one of your kids, got you for 18 years.
Nah. Nope. I am telling you this as somebody who has literally studied the human body during pregnancy. Do not change your entire being for somebody who is not worth it. And I know a lot of times you won't be able to tell until after it happens, but oh my God, like, I'm trying to tell y'all, some of the things that I hear and see on a daily is just ridiculous. Like, it ain't for me. Okay? Okay, he knows you gonna take some vows before the Lord before we do this. You gonna spend some money on a ring. You gonna pay for some legal documentations. You're We're gonna get a house, okay? You can leave afterwards. Make no mistake, you can leave afterwards. That's fine. My mom always told me you don't sweat over a man. He want to leave, you let him leave, honey. Bye-bye. You will be fine. That's cool. I'll bounce back. I'll find somebody else. If you want to do that, marriage don't stop nothing, but you gonna take some vows before the Lord, because there will be some spiritual and legal ramifications for the mistreatment of me, okay? Be very, very careful out here, ladies. Okay? Because men be tripping, okay? Men be tripping. They be tripping. And I think a lot of times people think that pregnancy is just supposed to be something that our body naturally does. And to an extent, yes, but it can also be a very arduous and tumultuous journey for some people. The majority of women who get pregnant are very young, and so they're relatively healthy. But still, pregnancy changes your body. Be very careful about who you give that privilege, because it is a privilege. It is a privilege. Be careful who you give that privilege and that honor of having a child with you too. Be very careful about who you do that to. And like I said, I done seen enough stuff. I know not to judge anybody's situation. Like, that's just the stupidest thing you can ever do. Keep your eyes peeled and keep that head on swivel.